Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's podcast of Casting the Fly. And I know I haven't been producing a whole lot of Casting the Flies on this platform. However, I have been producing quite a bit of content over on TikTok. So I spent most of yesterday and the day before yesterday producing educative videos in association to prostitution rings that were being portrayed on Monavan's platform as well as other people's platforms to really bring awareness into the psychosis of what's being created with these fucking whores. We also this morning watched a video. We watched a couple of videos already this morning from YouTube of one was a Sephora commercial that really got me like, are you like, it's not like I'm pissed off about this because I don't have any qualms about a man putting lipstick on. But see, that's how closed-minded you all are. You are like total linear, acting like you're multidimensional. You are not intelligent at all. When you do commercials and when you do publicity and when you do the public shit, you do the norm. And then you weave in the what would be considered the abnormal. And then that's the balance of the existence of the planet because laws and rules matter. Ethics, morals, and values matter. And if you're going to put a Sephora commercial where a child is watching a mustache man, a nasty mustache man who's like, goes to bathhouses and gets fucked in the ass, who's having orgies, and two people are sitting on a couch and there's a lot of people around them in the backdrop and it looks all dark and weird, kind of like Monavan's pictures for her Christmas. Weird as shit. To where she puts lipstick on him and then talks about the holidays. And the energy between the two of them is super awkward and uncomfortable for even them. That creates the precedence for the audience of how they're now going to behave. So the children think it's normal because now everybody's doing it for a dude with a mustache to wear lip gloss. That's like the color of maroon. And then Sephora, as a representative for a lot of makeup, is now setting the precedence for the future of makeup. Because Kim Kardashian wanted to take her makeup line into a man's world. Because Kim Kardashian is not a person. She thinks she's a queen. She's never worked a day in her life, although she proclaims herself to work. She doesn't fucking work, y'all. She's saying, well, I have so much work to do as she's laying on the couch. And then her work is sitting in a makeup chair and getting her hair done. Very much like what happened with Monavan, who tagged her makeup artist and her hairdresser once again. Another fucking disaster. And it was a total setup, bitch. Everything that you put your hands on is a fucking setup. You do get that, right? You're literally being watched everywhere you fucking go. You can't trust anybody because of what you've done to this country, for what you've been doing to VeeFriends. We're not even going to put Gary into the mix here. We're going to specifically speak to a children's toy. You think you're all big and bad because you got a man standing on your arm that's got $200 million and you're working for the CIA and all this other dumbass shit where you think that Obama's going to rescue you? Oh, I don't fucking think so. You don't know the track record of who Donald Trump is. No, Donald Trump is Obama. You thought you got one over on me, but the reality is I just showed you what human is this last week, and I showed you your lack of human capability to live in the human world. That's how dead inside all of you are. Dead. You're the walking dead. Mona Van's the walking dead. She literally proved it by posting photographs of herself and Gary Vee. That is not somebody who's humble. That is not somebody who's kind. And that is not somebody who participates in kind candor either. That is a pussy ass bitch who's out to be a fucking celebrity. But I'm going to tell you that I will continue to produce on all platforms. And one day, the straw on the camel back is going to fucking break. And the flood's going to come on in. And your ass is grass. Your life is already fucking over, Mona Van. The fact that you support this nonsense with transgender so that you can look cool, and you abuse the American citizens, yeah, you better believe that anytime you show anybody on that platform and they are American or they occur as a good person, I'm over there protecting their asses from your ass because I can battle your little shit. You look like a fucking walking stick. This bitch is far left, low life. This is a low life individual. This is a Saddam Hussein whore. This is someone who excelled, who thought she excelled in what Obama was educating on. But the reality is she wasn't very good at it. She's just a bad, bad person. She has no heart in her chest. She's a shallow bitch. And she proves it every day on her fucking platform. Every fucking day she proves it on her platform how she's the most disgusting human being on the planet. You hear me? You're like worse than Al-Qaeda put together. That's how disgusting you are. Your face is ugly. Your body is ugly. Your personality is pathetic. Your personality is pathetic. You are a lowlife. With that being said, I want to let you know that the rest of you are also following suit into this propaganda bullshit. The fact that you're not willing to stand up for the American, and you're American, and you're trying to tell me that this land was stolen? No, this land was not stolen. There was nobody here. That's how it works, folks. This is like survival of the fit. It's not like when Russia took ownership of all that land that they asked for it and it was just handed over to them. No, they took it. This is back before Putin. See, most people are jealous of Putin because he has so much land to control, to be a leader to. So what? Bigger problems. More people to feed, the need for more money, the need for better organization. That's what you get with more land. See, y'all are on a one-track mind of money and power. And now we're in a form of money and power in the form of clout and cool factor. That's pathetic. That's absolutely pathetic. You do get that, right? It's absolutely strange for you to try to be a real person with your character. I'm not sure how anyone who's a real person can fall for what Anne Hathaway is pretending to be. I cannot believe that everybody is sitting there acting like Drew Barrymore is an educative teacher to the younger generation. There's no fucking way that her or the other one, Kelly Clarkson, who are like spastic weirdos, who are, one's an actress and one's a singer, and now they're educating us on how to be people, and they're fucking weird as shit. You lost your fucking chance when you fucking signed up for American Idol. You changed the day you signed up for American Idol. You fucking know you did. Your journey went down a new path and you thought that was success. No, my journey has been successful because I didn't get and catch the fame blood bullshit until I was 40 something or 38, 39. And then I maneuvered it to stay and had a grounded experience and I had to stay Cassandra. I did not want to be what you all were representing. Did not want to be who you were. And I wasn't going to put up with no fucking garbage. I have ethics, morals, and values, and I refuse to sell out, and I know right from wrong, and I know what it is to do right by people because I had a real job where I worked with real people, not only poor people, but really rich people who were good people. So your shit, whatever you're doing in Hollywood, that mind fog bullshit, that's garbage. And I have the balls to speak out against it. Not only in politics, because I can battle that shit too, but also in Hollywood, and now in content creation, because that's bullshit too. I'm literally watching this one dude on YouTube. He's like, okay, killers, let's go sell some shit. How to sell anything to anybody. You should see him. He's all this buff dude who thinks he's hot shit that all the ladies swoon to because he's so abusive. He's like Gaston, but worse. And he's getting thousands and millions of views because he's paying for it. And that's actually what's going on in business. So you can't show up. You cannot show up being all kind and shit to people like that. Because y'all are fucking crazy. And of course, now he's not going to show up, and I don't know what his fucking name is. Hold on. Ugh, God, listen to this voice. Let's see if it'll pop up. Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah. Ooh. I'm so popular. Obama talks Gaza. What up? What up? And then I'm so like you. What a piece of fucking shit. We all know he's a piece of shit. We all know he's tried to destroy this country. And we all know that he's actually still running the country. And we know he sabotaged Trump's presidency through these CIA operative moves through Hollywood and media. You don't need proof. The proof is on the camera. The proof is in all that he's talked about in accordance to what Donald Trump experienced. However, it's not policy to share the secrets behind the scenes because they just call it politics. But I'm here to tell you that's not politics. Obama, that's not politics. That's called psychosis. That's called manipulation. And that's called abuse. So you are like literally under fire, meaning we're all watching your ass and everything you're producing. And then you're going to call out Bruce Springsteen, who fucking hates you. Bruce Springsteen can't stand you. Tom Hanks can't stand you. What's the fucker with Apple likes you because he wants to make more money. Y'all are all about self-righteous bullshit while you talk as if you're not self-righteous bullshit. We're such good people. Look at how friendly we are. I'm sorry, but that's not going to work. The proof is in what you're producing. The production of what you're producing is evidence in how we're feeling. So you little fucking twat millennial Gen Zs are literally now feeling the repercussions of what you placed on other people because it's all coming back to you tenfold. You can't see it. People are still being nice to you. To your face, just like you used to do to us. However, we're not putting up with your shit no more. We're not putting up with your shit no more, are we? No more, you get what you receive. No, we're going to give you what you received. You're getting it on full blast. Sarah Trotta, fucking weird ass bitch, y'all. Works at Sea Palms. The whole staff are all fucking Black Lives Matter. And I told tons of people that something wasn't right within this organization. To where I was sexually assaulted by Daniel. By the bartender who, I don't even know your fucking name no more. To the human resources guy. I called the owner to tell them that something wasn't right in his organization, and he didn't do nothing about it. I told him that there was corruption and collusion within this county. He didn't give a shit. He said, I'm from Texas, and I'm going to overthrow the Republicans who are peaceful, living citizens and destroy and pick apart our community, and he did not give a fucking shit. It was part of the plan of what Anschutz was up to, but I told Anschutz what I was up to in the conference room of what where the cloister is. That's probably on film. Coachella! And I said, oh, hell fucking no, bitch. That land is my land. And so I took ownership of that land. I didn't need a deed. I didn't need the money to buy the land. No, I own that fucking land. No, bitch, you don't own shit. You know how and why you own a land? Because you care about the land and you care about the people on the land and you want to protect the land from fucking pieces of shit who want to shit on the streets because you're fucking homeless. Those people don't own shit. If you ain't got enough common sense to figure out how to get a shovel and you have no self-respect for yourself and you have a leader who doesn't give a shit if you shit on the streets, then you don't own shit except for shit. Tells us everything about who you are as a person. A fucking nobody. And that's your fucking leader out of California. And now the New York governor is telling us that she's going to choose. Did you hear? She called herself fucking out. She's going to choose. Meaning she didn't like Santos. That's why he got fired. Because he was like telling her that she was wrong. That's not right for the people. That's not right for the people. Well, that's a real thorn in my side. And if you're not willing to go along with what we're doing here to overthrow the democracy and to take out Trump, then you're going to be fired and publicly humiliated. And then nobody says anything. Well, I'm just going to sit around and not say anything. And we're all going to pretend to do something in front of the camera and then do something behind the camera that's absolutely, completely different. But we know that we're going to paint the narrative that everyone thinks that everything's peachy keen when the reality is fucking disaster. We're going to have more conversations and more. We're 3 years into this fucking pieces of shit, fake leadership, where we're watching the Ukraine leader go and buy 2 yachts and let his wife come to New York City to go on a shopping spree for millions of dollars. That's Monavand. And that's the future of Gary Vaynerchuk's business with that bitch on his side. I'm going to take the money and buy 2 yachts. So one for Mona and one for me, because now we're in competition. What a fucking loser, Zelensky. You're literally taking our American dollars. You're not even at war with Russia, apparently, because we aren't watching nothing about you on the fucking news. You as rioters really got a lot done out of rioting in the streets against the Ukraine war. And then you just kind of forgot about it. So you disrupted the peace. You talked about abortion. You disrupted the peace. You talked about COVID. You're boring as shit. You ain't got nothing to say. You're weird as fuck. Your personality isn't normal. You can't take a look at your partner and tell them that you love them with authentic partnership, nor protect each other. All you do is take your cameras and film your children, but that's okay. So you rob your children of a childhood so that Kim Kardashian can have big titties on a platform and get clout, but that's normal. While Kris Jenner says, I would never have married him, her, if I knew that him, her was a him, her. But the reality that he's a him, her is because it's her trash fucking pieces of shit daughters. Because that's how fucking crazy they all are. And that's your educators. With Obama and assistance. Because Kim Kardashian taught Obama everything he knows about day trading attention. Don't forget about BLM, who's now supporting Donald Trump because you know you're going to get caught for what you fucking did to us white folk. You want to know that Ahmaud Arbery's a criminal. You want to know that George Floyd is a criminal. And that, yeah, they're white. But at least when you went to jail and you were black, you actually went to jail because you did a crime and you fucking know you did a fucking crime. This dude was a fucking cop protecting black people. With a black person holding down George Floyd's knees. So we know that whatever this shit is fucking corrupt as fuck. So instead of putting Martin Luther King, who had realistic goals and educative pieces, you're all hoop hollering while he's speaking. Didn't hear a fucking word that he fucking said. Instead of Al Sharpton constantly saying his name, didn't fucking hear a word, Martin Luther King said. Just heard that he was repressed and that he had to work for something. Al Sharpton is a fucking racist. You're the fucking racist. All you ghetto-ass black fucks are lazy as fuck and you're fucking racist. Anyone with sharp, pointy nails and hair down to your fucking ankles or pink and purple hair going to a 5-star resort to work, sorry, that's not fucking professional. It has nothing to do with whether you're white or fucking black, you dumb cunt. You fucking hear me? Has nothing to do with your fucking skin color, has everything to do with the dress code, but you make it about your fucking skin color because that's how you live your life based on how you look. It's your fucking fault that you have no fucking self-esteem. You never showed up to any of the fucking classes in high school because you were too busy trying to gunsling. Or get that pussy. Or compete with that fucking piece of shit. Or have a dirty ass mom that you fucking paying more attention to as you worship the ground she walks on. That's my baby, that's my baby, that's my baby. What kind of fucking parent is empowering their child by saying, that's my baby, that's my baby, that's my baby? A stripper. That's the kind of mother that you fucking had. Then you end up turning into some of these black bitches. I'm trying to think of your fucking name. Gabrielle something. Who supposedly was robbed and abused and beat up when you were working at a convenience store? Maybe it was your boyfriend that beat you up and you just lied about it. Because you can't trust nothing that these fucking pieces of shit say. You're weird, you're dark, and you're empty inside, and you don't know how to be people because you decided that Obama was going to be your leader? And go take a look at his jiggly, nasty, weird-ass energy. Fucking nasty. You all standing in there cheering for that shit is the weirdest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. See, when you're watching Trump in a platform, they're not like really cheering for him. It's like they're cheering around him together, like your community in the audience. It's something that a real leader does for their community. So Obama wants that validation. Trump doesn't need it. He's busy working for you. So with Obama, you heard him talk garbage, blah, 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 blah. My friend's Bruce Springsteen. Gotcha. Not his friend, by the way. Now we have Trump. He's educating you. He's telling you he's American. I'm telling you facts. I'm not going to fluff your fucking ass like Obama does, because this is some serious shit. And if you're interested in politics, you're interested in politics, not in popularity contests. Not in Hollywood. Hollywood doesn't belong in politics unless you're a politician. We all know that Ronald Reagan had his faults, but he was an actor that became a politician. Those times had more ethics and values than what we have today. That's for fucking sure. We have more ethics and values back then than we did today. Look at what we're dealing with. Let's get fucking real. When you're a president, you have responsibilities. And it ain't going to be just being linear. You're going to have to maneuver around some nasty ass fuck faces like Obama. Because that's how dirty this shit has gotten. And it's fucking out of fucking control. Soon we're going to be dueling for death for the position of senator. This is worse than fucking organized crime, by the way. The fact that you all stood in front of the Christmas tree in Rockefeller Center, Letitia James, and spouted out and cried out Palestine. Fuck Palestine. Fuck y'all. I don't give a shit about y'all. Do you? And you ain't going to be killing no Jews. I'm going to tell you that right now. You do realize this is a recreation of the Holocaust, right? You're accusing Jews of something they didn't do. Leadership is up to some weird ass shit. That's for fucking sure. But I'm going to tell you that the Jewish people ain't done shit to you. Especially here in America. You're a bunch of fucking liars. The fact that you're posting and posing with children that are dead, that's inappropriate. That's somebody who's not, that's not your child. I don't even think it's a real kid. I think it's a robot. You're focusing on killing children. No, you're focusing on it, media. Hamas, why? We haven't even heard anything about Iran and Hamas, and I don't know how long, which tells me that there's some lies in that too. Iran is not a terrorist group, although Monavand is a terrorist, but she's Persian. There's terrorists within Iran, but Iran has a separate culture than America. And y'all don't fucking understand that shit. That's why Ali is the type of leader that he is, because it keeps law and order within their country. Women going to school is Monavand. Although Monavand didn't go to school, just to let everybody know. Because they're fucking crazy in the fucking head. You'll occasionally pull out one or two that have sense about themselves, but the way they are, their history is, and their culture is, and the way they talk in tongues and shit, it's not even my place to even talk to you about this at this time, but you believe in something way different than what we as a culture. And that's just how it is. So I'm going to let Gary Vaynerchuk know that he's been hanging out with a terrorist, and not just a terrorist to me, but just a plain and simple what a terrorist looks like. She's a fucking terrorist. Ginger Beloved's a terrorist. Peg Moore is a terrorist. Anne Hathaway is a terrorist. Drew Barrymore is a terrorist. Women are the terrorists. They're using their titties and their ass to terrorize people. And then you men are becoming terrorists alongside of them, or slaves. Not sure which. Make your choice. It's now been 5-6 years now since I fucking talked to you about this fucking shit. And you're still showing up in at parties to her fucking house. Do you really think Gary Vaynerchuk would have sold his beautiful apartment to go live in that shitty ass hole that she calls home? Do you think that maybe he lives upstairs and she lives downstairs? Do you think that everything in the news is true? But you want to understand the energy attached to whatever this shit is that he's got going on with her is fucking dark, it's fucking evil, and it's called terrorism. And Mona Van's responsible for it, alongside of Obama and anyone in the Democratic Party, which means the United States is responsible for the problems on the earth at this time. And I'm talking global, folks. Now, I'm at 30 minutes right now, and I could continue blasting you off and telling you how you're pieces of shit so that you can take responsibility for your fucking role in all of this, no matter who you fucking are. Because it's just going to take forever now to fucking download. I'm tired of your fucking asses. I'm tired of your shit show of pretending to be happy while you talk about being happy instead of actually being happy and doing the right thing by your audience, by your community, and handling this shit. Handle the shit. Make some fucking moves. No, real moves. That George Santos shit ain't a fucking move. Now what you should do, George, is you need to start a podcast. Now you need to take your shit online and you start talking shit. You need to talk. You go on coffee dates and you talk shit. You write a book and you make sure that book comes out in 2 months because it wouldn't take you fucking very long. You probably got a non-disclosure agreement that you were supposed to fucking sign. Are you fucking kidding me? The country is in fucking big trouble. And I keep telling you this. And yeah, you're not going to see it today and maybe tomorrow. But you will see it. And you're already feeling it.